Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Limington Select Board meeting for Thursday, September 18th. We will call the meeting to order at 7 o'clock, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. We've got some members of the Select Board that have had previously planned obligations for tonight, so we will not be voting on anything. We thought that it would just be informational so that we won't have to go over a multitude of things, double next week. So there is no quorum, so I apologize. Jason tonight is at Swiftwater Rescue Training in Hollis, and 9 people. Tonight is classroom, and then this weekend is actually in the water, and we will have 9 people on our fire and EMS with certificates at the highest level as a technician for Swiftwater Rescue. We already have 15 with ice water rescue certificates, so this is just adding more certificates to their excellent background of what they do. In-house, we've signed last week's meeting minutes already, and this week's warrants so that they can get paid. The appropriations warrant was for $186,970.91, and the payroll warrant was for $30,532.68. So we'll be voting on those next week. We've had some people come in. We've filled out some certificates of license for food trucks for the October 5th event. And so, and just a note, that last week, the owner of the kitchen was here to say that they're having a benefit supper Saturday, this coming Saturday, the 20th, from noon to 5. The meal is free, but they're asking for donations to the family for this event that they're putting on. Department updates. We'll just go through some department updates here. The code enforcement. We had 1 growth permit, 6 building permits, 4 electrical, 4 plumbing, 2 shoreland, 1 occupancy, 4 cell towers, 2 entrance permits for a total of 24 permits in the past 2 weeks. For the fees totaled $9,582.08. Year to date, we have 310 permits out, and a year-to-date total income, $105,557.62. Craig's been on 23 inspections in the last 2 weeks, and he went on 2 site walks on Monday, 9/8, with the planning board, and had a webinar for commercial ventilation on Tuesday, 9/9. That's the code enforcement. Department of Public Works, weekly update for week ending September 13th. The road crew, Monday, they worked on plows and wings some more, installed and tested wings on the most recent plow truck build. Tuesday, they worked in the shop yard, continuing cleanup and organization for winter. And the rest of the week was spent doing roadside mulching of Boothby and Axelson roads. For the building and grounds, Monday, they completed an inspection of Momodeo Camp and Pavilion. Tuesday, they mowed the ball fields, worked on clogged floor drains at the fire station. Wednesday, had a meeting with the rec director about old town hall projects, installed an outside light at the Davis Memorial Library, and mowed and trimmed the old town hall and Davis Library. Thursday, they painted the front entryway and the side entry of the municipal complex and trained on Engine 7. Friday, they traveled to MB Tractor to purchase a trimmer head and continued painting at the municipal complex and helped set up for the book sale at Davis Memorial Library. The acting Public Works Director had a weekly meeting with highway crew, payroll, and weekly report to the Board of Selectmen. Scheduled a new truck for inspection by our local shop. Reached out to former director to try to coordinate for him to retrieve his personal items. Met the rec director and building and grounds tech at Momodeo to sort through equipment that will now be stored in the enclosed trailer and talk about work to be done over there. Reviewed the updated ACR and compared to budget. Ordered supplies for the highway crew and the buildings and ground tech. Took a wire and wheel to Cornish to have the tire changed for pressure washer at the shop. From Emil Braley, Acting Director of Public Works. Limington Fire and EMS, the weekly report. Number of calls for service this week was 194. Number of calls for service, okay. Month to date, 33, fire 4, EMS 10. Schedule status, there were 3 vacant shifts last week. The chief covered 2, and a member from home covered the last. In-house training, Wednesday evening, we had our monthly meeting and training on new nozzles and the new SCBA compressor and fill station. One of our staff attended a 30-hour water rescue instructors course. Maintenance conducted or needed at the facility. They got the quote to repair and replace the door lock system damaged by a lightning strike earlier this summer. With the Board of Selectmen approval, they've authorized the work to be done, and it'll be a cost of $4,219 that we hope will be offset by some kind of insurance reimbursement. The med vault on A1 will be repaired after getting approval to adjust the purchase order. Due to outdated equipment, updated technology, the repair requires new parts that require a cloud-based operating system. And for vehicles, Unit 10 has developed an exhaust leak that will have to be addressed. The hourly breakdown, we had a total of 439.25 hours from the department. Special notes, year-to-date, we are 4 calls ahead of September 2024, and year-to-date, we are 3 calls ahead of last year. There were no requests for mutual aid this week. Limington Parks and Rec. We have talked weekly on air about the before and after care, child care. They currently have 48 children in the program. Pickleball open play is continuing Tuesdays and Friday nights at Blake Memorial Field at 6 p.m. But as we noted before we went on air, it gets dark at 7. So, the coffee social, remind everyone, is still Wednesdays at the Old Town Hall from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Fall soccer for children, pre-K through 7th grade. There are 10 teams this year that will play against surrounding communities of Hollis, Buxton, Standish, Sockopee Valley, and Dayton. Registration for before and after care at HB Emory. They're taking a fall foliage cruise on Lake Winnipesaukee aboard the MS Mount Washington with their friends at Hollis Parks and Rec. This trip is $65 for the transportation to and from, and your ticket for the cruise. You can pack a lunch to go with you or purchase your lunch on the cruise. And I don't see a date for that. So please go to limingtonrec.com to find out more about that cruise. They had a great first early dismissal day with their aftercare kids. Yesterday, they took 43 kids on a hike up Knox Mountain in Newfield, and they did great. The wood floating docks were taken out of the pond at Momodeo this week. And the rec department truck will be going in to have the plow and push plates and wiring harness installed on Tuesday, September 30th. And they were able to get a Boss 9-foot 2-inch V-plow for the truck. The propane lines for the new generator at the Old Town Hall are in, and we are finally finishing up the overall generator project we were able to do with our FEMA grant. Respectfully submitted, Madison Moody, Parks and Rec. And one note, please, from the clerk's office. The town office will be closed Thursday, October 2nd, and Friday, October 3rd, so that the ladies may have some much-deserved time off. Please plan accordingly. And we will announce this again next week. So Thursday the 2nd and Friday the 3rd, the town hall office will be closed.
Do you have a select board meeting? I can ask it later, but is there a select board meeting that's going to be on the phones?
The select board meeting should still be on
Thursday?
tap for the Thursday, yes.
Oh,
It's just the girls in the office, the town hall, the town office. Clerk's office, I should say. How about if I say that? Not the town office, the town clerk. Tax collector office will be closed. Okay? Matt, do you have any
Sure.
manager updates?
Yep, so payroll and accounts payable were completed on time this week. Our new personnel record storage system is underway. The new office configuration is complete. The CEO, assistant, and planning board clerk are both happy in their new and separate offices. I reached out to MMA Legal on a few matters this week, and tomorrow Kathy Markovich from our accounting firm will be on site for a day of training for bookkeeping and Trio.
Great.
It'll be a busy day tomorrow.
Yes, indeed it will. Okay, we've given you the department updates and the manager updates, and we will now open it up to public comment.
Thank you, Bonnie Lord Laughlin. I'm somebody who, as a resident in town, likes to come occasionally to these meetings and feel that the welcome mat is out, and I really appreciate that residents can do that. And
Appreciate you coming.
well, it's nice of you to say. Thank you. And in between, when I can't get here, I like to, when I can, see what is going on, what I might have missed. So I come to you tonight with something that has been brought to you before by me, by Lisa, I believe also to, maybe not while Matt's been here, but to folks on the present select board. Minutes of the select board meetings. I'm not sure if you're aware, because it's hard to do things and also see how other people are experiencing what you're doing. But I would like to take this opportunity to share with you, there are no minutes available on the town website to see of any of the select board meetings in the year 2025. And we're moving along in the year 2025 at this point. So it's hard on a person to know what happened. And I'll stop here. Perhaps that gets the point across. There's a category that says select board minutes. It's populated by some minutes from other years there, but nothing for this year. I did happen to look.
I think that a lot of that's because of the turnover, but we can stop putting them on regularly.
Great. I thought it might help me and maybe something I could bring to other folks too. When I brought this up, if I looked around at some of the other towns to see how they do their minutes. And I really do like the websites of a few other towns, but we talk about that from time to time. Aside from the website in general, how to access minutes on these other towns' websites. Again, I didn't do a major research project on this, but Hollis jumped out to me as a place where minutes are available easy. You don't have to download them. In other words, don't have to clutter up my computer by downloading the minutes. In Hollis, they're in an area where you can click right on them and see them. Hollis also has arranged them so that even the minutes that aren't approved yet apparently are there as draft. And just the way they're done, I have no investment in representing Hollis or not representing another town. I just looked and thought, gee, I like the way this is done. It's very clear to read, very thorough. It has, the way they run their meetings, just old business, several items, new business, several items. You've got the library, appointments, purchase orders, payroll and warrant. Area for correspondence and announcements, a lot of things in there. similar to how our town would have items in those categories, I think.
Bonnie, do they have working sessions as well? Or is it just on air?
I beg your pardon?
Do they have selectmen working sessions like we do here, or do they do everything on air?
Working sessions, you mean like executive session, when you go into executive session?
No, every Thursday from 2 till 7 is the selectmen meet for a working session. Does Hollis do that as well?
Let's see. These minutes are as of 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So I think they're probably, the minutes that I assume are televised, maybe.
Okay.
Thank you, I don't know. Anyway, if it's helpful, I ran these off and you could look.
Yeah, feel free to bring them up.
Do you hear my plea for?
I do. We
Okay.
certainly do, Bonnie. Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank you very much for what I've been hearing recently about taking a look at the expense of the roll-offs with all the weight in them from the rain and the snow. And I heard you all mention that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I've reached out to someone to see about cost. I mean, I know that there has to be like an engineering, minimal engineering, I would think, but still, covering up those.
I heard what you said on the 4th a couple of weeks ago, I
Yeah.
think, Tammy, that you were
Yeah.
going to look at it in a more thorough way. You did recognize that, it'd be good to know how much we might have to pay to cover them or deal with them, whatever.
Yeah.
But both you and Jason, and maybe Dave too, I just don't quite remember, but you acknowledge that,
Yeah.
it's needless money that we're spending
Yeah. There
for
were
that.
pictures
And we-
taken of each one so that we could give other people an idea of what it looks like, Even if we could
Say
get-
what again? What to other people?
Took pictures of the roll-offs, of the area, so that if we had an engineer look at it, they would have an idea of what we're looking for.
Good. Great. And also, I just want to thank you all. The sign out here has gotten straightened recently. Those of us who drive by and, have that urge to, it got done. And there's a new speed sign put down in hardscrabble, and I know you're doing lots of good things, so. But I appreciate if we can have our minutes on the website available, just like other towns do too.
Government should be transparent, so we'll get those on.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
And if you want to bring those up, I'll take those right now.
These are just two that I saved.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think, that's one, and this is a draft.
Excellent, thank you.
Thanks for your interest.
Yep.
Good evening, everyone. Jason Swanson, Severn Evergreen Circle again, another airport abutter. Same as last week, but just wondering if we had any new news, new updates from the concert on October 5th. We did hear about the food truck licenses and things like that. We're just wondering if there's anything else town-related that's anything.
I know
that's
that
underway.
Jason, has been highly
He's been
visible in that whole endeavor.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Okay.
He was in office for a little bit before he had to go to the training tonight.
Sure.
And that was one thing I did not bring up, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, no worries,
Um,
no worries.
So I don't have an update on that for you
Okay.
for tonight.
Sure.
I'm assuming that everything is going forward
Yeah.
as planned. We were given a diagram of the area and what they were going to utilize and what they were not for the event, for parking and things like that, right? And
Is that newer than the one we got last week?
no, it's the same one. That's
Oh,
what-
it's the
that's
same
the
one,
one I'm
okay.
talking about.
Yes, yes.
Same
Okay.
one, yeah,
Yes,
that you
yes.
got last
Okay.
week.
Sure. Okay. So we've taken a look.
I haven't got an update of anything since
Okay.
then,
Sure.
so.
Last meeting, we just had some questions about the permit, I guess, and the notification. Mr. Webster said it was, notification was given on the 17th of July, I guess, in a meeting. So we went back to YouTube and kind of just looked through it just to kind of get an idea of, like, how would we know? What does it mean? And it sounded like it would have been the occupancy permit part when
The event, I think the event permit?
It was an event permit. As I was trying to figure out which one it was, because you guys issue permits, lots of permits, different types of permits, and I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, how, I guess, we would know, it was a one-off occupancy permit, is that correct?
Yes, indeed, yes.
That's, okay. And Jason had mentioned confidentiality about one of the, I guess, bands that was coming out. So the permit was issued, and I don't know if you guys know this or not. This might be more a question for him. I was just wondering if the confidentiality was prior to 7/17 or if it was after 7/17, and
Oh, you mean being able to announce who was going to be playing, you mean?
maybe that was it.
That's what he mentioned
That's-
last week.
That's,
Yes.
okay.
That they couldn't advertise who was coming to this event until the event they were having, I think at
Was over,
Thompson's
yeah.
Point, was
Right.
done.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it had
that-
nothing to do with the permit being announced.
No, it did not.
Okay, okay, I guess
Yeah,
that was just my
no, I
question.
see where you're coming from, right.
This is just an education for me, really.
Yes.
Just to, and I appreciate it. I really
Honestly, for
do.
all of us.
I ask these questions just for my own, like I
Yes.
said, education, and I do appreciate it.
Sounds like
No.
you need to serve on a board or a committee.
Oh, my gosh, yeah, no. I see how people get into it, though. I really do.
Yes.
And it's kind of a call to get more involved, if nothing else.
Yes, yes.
So I guess my next question is, in regards to permits, there have been some other abutters that have heard that, well, there's plans that Mr. Starkweather doesn't have enough parking, not for this event, but for future events.
Okay.
I guess my question is, in terms of permits, like a building permit, is there like a set amount of concrete one would have to pour or plan to pour to get a building permit? And would that building permit have to go before the planning board? And would it be open to a public forum kind of a thing?
Yes.
It would, okay.
If there was going to be building.
Yes.
A building put up, there would need to be a building permit,
Right,
definitely.
Okay.
And, in regulation to how the building needs to be constructed, right?
Yes.
So say, up to code,
apt code,
all of
absolutely.
that.
And in regards to, I realize the town versus kind of civil matters, this has very much enlightened me to that too. In issuing the permit or granting the permit, a building permit, if one were to just pour a bunch of concrete to make a parking lot?
Well, maybe I wasn't clear enough as I'm thinking about what I just said.
Yeah,
They don't necessarily have to have a public hearing for a building,
Okay.
right? They have public hearings for change of use.
a change of use.
So
Okay.
if they're planning on changing usage,
Yeah,
then yes. And that's already been discussed, and we're already in the beginning discussion
Okay.
of what that's going to look like,
sure,
right? Because what it's being used for now, and this event is a one-time event,
sure.
this year, paid event where people will be coming in, right?
Yeah.
That's where the one-off comes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And, but if they're planning on more, then, like we talked last
Last
about different usage
Correct.
that's going to be happening there.
Right.
That's going to be a planning board issue.
Okay.
There will be hearings.
Okay.
There will be public input.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes to all of those.
Yes, okay, okay. I
But just
understand.
for a building permit,
Yeah,
no.
okay, okay.
That'd be like if I wanted to build, a shed.
A house,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
going to come to the town for
Right,
input
right. I
for
didn't
my
know
shed.
if there was a size or anything like that, like
Yeah.
a big expanse of a
That's a good
parking
question.
lot, per
That's a good
se,
question,
versus a
right.
house, obviously that,
Yeah, that I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what they might be asking for,
Sure.
hypothetically. I
Sure.
don't know what the code would be for what they might be looking for.
sure, but
So
certainly
there-
the change of use would.
It's the change of use would.
That's the one that.
That's
gets
gonna, yes,
the- Okay,
that's gonna
Okay.
start the whole procedure.
that will start
Is
the
the change of
procedure.
use.
Okay, okay.
And I know Joyce is watching, so she'll let me know if I'm wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, so as far as ordinances, proposing ordinances, as far as the timeline for that, voting, I'm assuming is November for that. It seems to be at least when the public votes on an ordinance.
Ordinance changes take time
They take
to
time.
review, rewrite, public input,
Sure.
and then go forward to be on a ballot, to be
Sure.
voted on. So I don't believe we've got time
Right.
for any of that for this year.
Right.
But definitely, yes, reach out to the planning board
It's
chair.
the planning board. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
She has all of those timeline
She's the one to ask.
information for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know we always go to Patty too, that says, give us the time frame of when can we do this, and, how long is it gonna take us to get to that voting date?
Right.
Because there's, announcements that have to be made, there has to be things in the paper, that has, the people have to know.
Right.
All of these things are
Sure.
in play,
Okay.
so it takes a long time for all of that to work its way out to
Right.
that voting date.
To that voting date.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. I appreciate both of y'all's time tonight, and thanks for the information.
No,
as
thank
always.
you. I hope I
Yeah.
answered your questions,
You
and I
did.
hope they
You
were
did.
100% accurate. That's my aim,
I
is to
appreciate
give
it.
you everything that you're asking for.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. That's it for open opinion. I don't have in front of me, the transfer station, it's open Saturday and Sunday and Wednesday, and you guys all know when it's open, so don't take your grass clippings. Right, your sticker, your transfer station sticker you can get for $20 at the window. Planning board meetings are the first and third Mondays, and typically their agenda is posted on the website of what the meeting is going to be about. If you want to be on the agenda, reach out to the planning board chair, and you can get on the agenda. Okay? That's what I have for tonight, folks. Is that it,
That's it.
Matt? Everyone? Okay. We're not even going to vote to adjourn. We're just going to adjourn.
Because we can't.
We're going to close the meeting at 7:27. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for living in Limington. It's a great town. Thank you, Ben.